The fear of failure is killing your growth, and we all know this, but nowadays, people are just so afraid of failing, and it's driving me insane. So I remember there was one college assignment where each group had to answer questions from different students in a live Q&A session after they had created their project. So this Q&A session was supposed to be unprepared, which meant each group were not allowed to know the questions, and I believe the whole point of this Q&A session was not to determine whether your answers are correct or not, because that's not the most important point. The point of this Q&A session was to train your mental agility, your spontaneous thinking, and your ability to answer questions on the spot, which in turns help improve your communication skills. So anyways, when I arrived at the location of the Q&A session, everything seemed normal until a person sent me a Google link. And when I clicked on the Google link, I saw a Google document which already consists of all the questions prepared for different groups. So it turns out most of the students had already come to an understanding that they would answer the prepared questions in the Google document. This gave them time to research and prepare before they could answer, which I believe destroyed the whole point of the Q&A session. So I really hate this and I refused to do so. So during the Q&A session, I was the only one who asked difficult questions that were not in a Google document to all of the groups. And of course, those groups were stunned because they thought they already prepared for all the questions. And as a result, a lot of groups hate me and my group. And that's why they also chose to ask difficult questions to my group. But I believe this is perfectly fine. I was supposed to learn about how to answer questions on the spot. They really reflect what I was talking about at the start, the fear of failure. They're so afraid that they may go blank or unable to answer questions on the spot during the Q&A sessions. So they took a shortcut to have the questions prepared for them so that they could go smoothly in the Q&A session without encountering any hiccup, any difficulties, or any failures. That's just not a good thing to do. I believe the fear of failure is one of the most harmful things in our society. The fear of failure reduces our opportunity to learn. By being so afraid of failing, we will use shortcuts to prevent those failures. But those failures were supposed to make you learn. And by being so afraid of failing, you're actually missing the opportunity to learn. And this also develops a terrible mindset. When you're always scared of failure, your tendency to get out of your comfort zone will be reduced immensely. In fact, you might be reluctant to get out of your comfort zone and you will be unable to take risks because of this. And as a result, you will miss a lot of opportunities that require you to take risks and fail a lot before you could succeed. That's another harmful thing for fear of failure. It also decreases your resilience. Failures in your life are supposed to make you stronger. They're like the viruses that make you sick but also improve your immune system. So when you keep avoiding your failure, you won't have the mental capacity to face the inevitable failure that will come in your life. And when that inevitable failure comes in your life, you're gonna get beat miserably. So this comes to a question. How do you beat the fear of failure? Try transferring the fear of failure to the fear of missed opportunities for personal growth. Try imagining the things you would miss if you're so afraid of failing. If you think about this way, it will motivate you to overcome your fear of failure. The other mindset that you could employ is to treat failure as just another price that you have to pay for success. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Machine.